What up, y'all? Oh my god. Yeah, I'm already after work, dude. I work from like 7:30 to pretty much like 4:30 today. I've been listening to my music. I really like music, and I listen to most of the time. I listen to music when I'm in the garage. I think the only time I don't listen to music if I work with other people. So what I wanted to talk about is, the more I get into these cars, one of my buddies mentioned it in his videos. The more he does it, kind of deeper it gets. It's sort of on a, it's addictive, to do cars because you just, I think there are two different kinds of car people. There are those type of people, they just like to drive the car. I mean, there is nothing wrong with it. My nephew is gonna be that way probably one day. He loves cars. He probably will love to drive cars because he can't wait to drive. He's 13. But that's one kind of people. They like them, they drive them, and they take care of them as well. They spend money on it. The crazier side, I think, the ones they're gonna work on it. But I think you just figure, you try to work on your car and you figure if you're gonna love it or not. I really got sucked into this because I started doing this YouTube as a joke, pretty much, with my buddies. Just go to the junkyard, record it, and have some memories of us doing it. So my goal would be, I would like to be a technician at BMW. I'm a master tech. I just love BMWs, and I always been fascinated with those cars. I'm not saying I don't love Nissan or anything like that, but for some reason BMW been on my heart since I was a kid. Probably because of that toy car. I had an E36 M3, a blue one. The one that was like kind of like a middle-sized model. It's not the largest one, but it's like a mid-size. I'm not sure about the size numberings. It had the hood opening, the doors opening. I don't think the trunk opened, maybe. But I would like to be a master tech at BMW one day. But meantime, I started like doing YouTube videos. I got better at it now. I watched back my old videos from gaming videos back from like 2016, 17, and I think I got a lot of experience, and it's not just that. I improved over the time. As editing videos of games. I still have a gaming channel, but I just got better at editing videos, and as I got different softwares to work with. I didn't want to spend money on it or anything, but now I got more into it. I started to like make videos, and my main point of making videos, I just really like to see as I improve overall by working on the car, so my skill is improving on the cars, and I would like to build a community, and it's not just my friends and things like that. Like, I would like to have other people, and I think the more I reach out to people because of cars, and the more people I meet, and the more people I talk to about things, it's just the more friends and kind of community I gather around myself. It's not that everybody watches my videos, but two things. I talked to one of my coworkers. He's an older guy. But we talk about things, and he's into cars too. And he told me if you don't improve, that's where the problem is. Because if you do it every day and if you don't see improvement, something is wrong. So I think I'm on a good path, both with my cars and both with my videos, because they both improve, right? So that's one thing I realized. I just like doing this. I don't know if I can imagine my life without cars anymore. It just become so much more, or not even that. It's not even a good wording. It become a part of me. Just doing it, and right now too. It's what is it? It's like 6 o'clock. I don't want to look at the phone over there, but it's 6 o'clock already. I got off from work. I went to the car parts store, and I went to the store, and I came home, and I'm out in the garage again. And some people would see it as a hobby, but it just become my lifestyle. I follow a lady on Instagram, and she's into Porsches. She's some sort of writer and tester for, not tester for Porsche, but you know, she takes the Porsche, drives it for a couple of months, and she's gonna write an article about it. And today there was a post she posted. She's basically getting the aero package on her Porsche from a shop. You know, she was like, oh, I'm so scared to get like drilled into the actual fender and bodywork to get aero on it. She was like so scared from it, and I commented funnily like, oh, it's not scary because professionals do it, you know, you don't have to worry about the car. But it's scarier when you do it at home, because you know, I want to do body kits also on my cars. You know, I'm not there yet, but I would like to do my own aero package. You know, my goal is that to do everything. I would like to become a fabricator also, so I would like to do welding and you know, drift cars and cages, and you know, I would like to do it from the smallest bolt up to the whole engine and the whole car to build them. You know, it's coming slowly. I can't rush it because it costs money, it costs time. You know, I don't even know how much time I put into these cars since I've been doing this. Work from 7 to 3, and then from 3 I went to school, and then pretty much I got off from school at either at 7 or 9. So you know, sometimes I overstayed at school too, because we have the lift there, so it can make work easier, and I had less confidence. You know, I think when you start working on cars, you don't have confidence because you don't trust yourself, and you don't want to mess it up. I mean, there are some people, they have confidence without skill, but you know, you don't want to mess it up because you mess up something on your brakes and you crash it. You know, I had a classmate like that. They didn't double check themselves, and the kid crashed the car the next day. And you know, it's not because he couldn't do the job, it's just because he didn't double check it. I drifted off from the lady, but I'll get back to her in a second. So you know, I would like to do everything pretty much, and I would like to be a craftsman or a craftsman of this job. You know, because my dad was working with his hands too, and that's what I inherited. And I have a picture. So let me show you guys this picture. I mean, from building community, right? So that's me. I don't know how I was on that picture, but you can see the bike, and I'm not sure if it's visible. That's pretty much a plier in my hand. So I would say, it's kind of gonna sound stupid, you know, but I would say probably I was born for this, you know, to work on this. So that's how I really put my head to it. I'm just gonna go in this field and try to become the best, you know. And then it was just coming slowly to my head, and how I decided to become a mechanic is I went to a Formula Drift event, and I was like, holy shit, this is dope. You know, it's like, if you guys played Need for Speed series and you played Pro Street, Formula Drift was like that. It was, you know, I mean, it is still, but they don't have spectators right now, but you know, it was an experience, especially the first time. You know, I go there, and everybody's just crazy. Not everybody, because there are like, how should I say that, not fully car people there, because I talked to some people, especially on the stand, and they had their first time too. But you know, they even said that as not being into cars, this shit is like dope, you know, because you just see those cars roaring and ripping up the street in front of you, and I was like, I want to do this crazy shit, you know. And you know, if you guys follow Formula Drift kind of closer, not just, you know, looking at it, but like into the behind the scenes, you know, there is a Papadakis building crazy cars there, you know, for years now. And then if you guys into cars again, there is Nakai-san with the RWBs, and it's just, I think they are the highest level of craftsmanship. You know, they build different aspects, but I think everybody has their like own nature of building cars. And you know, I build all my 3 cars are different, you know. And back to the lady, she said funnily, like, I'm not gonna quote her totally because I would like to look it up on my phone, but she said that pretty much like, oh, like when I said like, oh, I'm gonna be scared when I'm gonna do it on my own car, and she was like, oh, send me pictures when you're scared. And I said like, oh, I'm gonna make a video series about it, and she even said it like, oh, I would like to see that. So you know, it's kind of like, I would say a challenge. It's a challenge to work on these cars, you know, because sometimes it's just gonna be a headache. Sometimes, you know, as I was troubleshooting my injectors, it was troublesome, because sometimes one little problem causes a bigger problem, and then you're not gonna see the little problem until you didn't fix the big problem or so. You know, you wanna truly troubleshoot it, and it helps your problem solving skills. Because first I was thinking to become a programmer, because, you know, everybody wants to be a programmer nowadays, you know, make video games. Of course I love video games also, but you know, my brain doesn't work math way. You know, I can do simple math, I can, you know, easily divide and multiply in my head also. Just when you get to programming, they want you to do like calculus and above, you know, for problem solving skills. But once I talked to this programmer lady, and even she said, like, you don't need that, because the computer is gonna do all the calculations for you. You just have to find the error in the lines. And, you know, pretty much with cars, I realized my problem solving skills improved. You know, and I think the reason I do this great, because I improve every day. If I work every day on my cars, I improve myself. Maybe just a little bit some days, you know, some days more. And I think it's just fascinating how much I become a better person because of cars, and how much happier I am just because my friends are more car related. You know, I have friends, they're not car related. I mean, there is nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying I surround myself with good people and car people. I'm not saying everybody's good. Sometimes I can be salty too on the forums or anything like that. But it's just kind of like your mindset is changing a bit with cars, and you're gonna think a bit different, you know, in your everyday life. I'm not sure if I have the talent for the racing types I want. You know, I hope I can develop it at least. So that's why I changed my plans on the Integra too, from turboing the car, because I could have turbocharged it a bit. But I would like to rather learn first the engine, and then try to race in some lower competition racing, so I could become better. Because I don't think it's good if I, you know, hit like 400 horse right away and I start racing, and then, you know, maintenance wise, you know, turbos are not cheap. So probably just go with the NA build. I'm gonna get some rods, pistons, a VTEC head, and probably suspension components, bigger brakes on the front. And when it lifts up, like, oh shit, because I saw some, you know, wicked stuff. Of course, probably you guys did too, when the car just flies off. Different sort of addiction, because you get addicted to work on the cars, you know, you get addicted to driving them, you know. I think that one of the best feelings on old cars, because I talked to this girl, and she said, like, why do we have so many cars, you know, why not quality, one car, instead of quantity of 3 cars? But you know, my case is different. It's not just because I didn't want a new car, or I like older cars a bit more. It's just the fact, you know, I learned different cars, different problems, different solutions, different engineering goes into these cars, so I can just learn. And since I become a loop tech and I see different cars and how they engineered and built up, or like, oh, like, how did they engineer this, and why they didn't try to do an oil change on it at the first place and see why it's messed up. You know, the easiest example, if you guys seen the Mazda 3, the Speed 3 years, you know, the mid 2000s, their skip plate is not aligned up with the filter, so they have basically a cutout here, and the filter is supposed to be right in front of it, like right here, right? And it's not there, it's like here, because they messed it up, and they made all the cars like that. So, you know, but it requires problem solving skills to work around it. Because back in the days, I used to drain the filter on the skip plate and just wash it off, and nowadays I put a shield there. I just pull down on that skip plate, I can slide a shield there, and all the oil comes off without dropping any oil on the skip plate. But that's just you know, one easy example, you know. But the best thing about, I think, of cars is that you become passionate. You know, if you really love them, you become passionate about it. And even right now, it's kind of chilly. I'm freezing that part low key. Did I make a good decision getting into cars? I would say yeah, definitely. You know, it's definitely for me. I just hope I'm ballsy enough for the challenge, you know, because it's gonna throw some curveballs in there. Because, you know, I'm from a small country where it's not really a thing, and you can modify cars because the country is strict about rules. So, you know, you can't have wheels, you know, going out from underneath the fender. You know, you can't have a lifted truck with like sticking out tires, off-road tires, for example. And, you know, I never dreamt about it like, oh, I want to be able to do this. And look, now I'm here. I mean, I'm not saying everybody's gonna be fortunate, you know, like I am, because I'm very fortunate to be able to do this. And another thing is that, can I imagine my life without cars? I would say probably no. You know, because what would I do? You know, it's like I wouldn't be the same person without cars. You know, I gain so much. I give so much, but I gain so much. And it's not just from the cars. It's from the whole community. And I think that's just amazing. You know, and I never dreamed about it. So I guess thanks guys for coming for this TED talk. I mean, I wanted low-key to show you guys cleaning and shit, but I guess I got too much into it, and I already talked for like 20 minutes straight now. But you know, one video I mentioned like what's the future of the channel, so that will be the future. You know, I wanna record my journey. It's gonna be sort of a vlog type, but I don't know where I'm gonna go or where I'm gonna get, but you know, I would like to make different videos, challenge myself by making different videos, challenge myself, recording different stuff. So I'm gonna try to go to car meets if you know they happening, because it's kind of hard right now with COVID and all these car videos. And I think I would have went crazy without cars, because you know, COVID was happening and everybody was like, oh, what are we doing? You know, they watched already all the series and they bored at home. And meantime, I was there. I mean, I was lucky enough because my job is essential. But on the other hand, I was lucky enough because at some point of time we barely worked. We worked like weekly, like 10, 12 hours too. And I wasn't in that much of trouble because I was doing this. I was doing the Maxima. You know, I finished some work on the Maxima from from February to May, so that was a 3-month project. And then I had the Beamer from basically June until December, you know. So you know, that was a 6-month project on the Beamer, and you know, I was on board. And you know, I think 2020 was a really tough year on everyone, just general. And I don't think 2021 is gonna be much easier because we still have COVID, you know, this shit is still happening. And it's just not some people, well, like people going crazy, dude, because it's just not normal. We're not used to it. I'm gonna finish this with this last thought and make it kind of meaningful in a way of sense. You know, I was scared to work on the Beamer because I know nothing about it. I haven't worked on a BMW before, like that much of work-wise, like suspension. Like I redid the whole suspension, and I know I didn't record it properly. Plus I had the old GoPro, so it would have been crap quality. But you know, I was scared to start working on it because I was like, oh shit, like am I going to be able to do this? And pretty much I doubted myself sometimes. I mean, everybody will doubt themselves, but just, it's more like just go and do it. And when you get stuck, you know, you try to get help or try to figure it out. It's gonna kind of kick you in the butt, but it's gonna make you go, and you're gonna be like, okay, well, what's the next step? Even though you're like unsure what you do, I was like, what's the next step? And I would say it's you know, what I learned from cars, I can apply it in real life, and I can just become a better person because of it. You know, I become more, and now I have a goal in life. And I think it's just amazing what a piece of metal can do to you, and give you all these different feelings. You know, once I was angry and I started hammering on the suspension because it pissed me off so much, so I got so angry, and it brings out feelings. And I think this is just amazing how, you know, an object can improve your whole life, because it is an object. Some people use it as an investment, some people use it as an object, some people just don't give a damn about their car. I think car people gonna understand what I'm saying right now, and what I would tell you, just whatever you're doing right now, whatever your goals are, even when you feel like giving up, just stick with it, and until you become better every day, even just a little bit, you become better every day. Just keep doing it, because one day, I'm not sure when is that day and if that day ever happens, but one day you're gonna get there and you're gonna be like, finally I did it, I made it. And I think that's what you can call success. It's hard to earn, but the only way to do it is to believe in yourself, right? So thank you guys for coming to this TED Talk. I think it's gonna be a standalone video, because I tell you guys ears off, and I really appreciate all the support I get from my friends. I just trying to confess my gratitude to y'all, and I hope I can improve on everything, and I hope you guys gonna enjoy the videos, and I'm planning more and more stuff, different stuff, cool stuff. So I hope you guys gonna stick with me. Alright, see you guys.